Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Affinity Leadership Healing Circle for folks with Jewish ancestry. I hope that this opportunity will give you a moment to take a breath, get present with yourself, and feel a little bit more embodied if that's what you need. So, as we get started, please go ahead to introduce yourself, share your name, your pronouns. If you'd like to share what brought you to this space, you're welcome to use an emoji to describe your feeling or current state of mind. Um, and I will go ahead and get the PowerPoint going. Um, as we get started, let me just do that. Great. So going ahead to share why, sorry, let me share my screen. Apologies. Share screen. There we go. All right. So I hope you can see the PowerPoint. I am not doing a slideshow because I want to be able to see some additional notes that I prepared. But basically, the purpose of this healing circle is to have a culturally affirmative space for different identity groups to experience love and care in sacred community. And our mission is to provide a sanctuary where people can um, come together in groups that feel affirming, and places where we don't need to mask or code switch or be vigilant, as we might be in other areas of our lives. And connecting to our ancestry is part of what gives us strength. So um, just taking a moment to connect in to why you showed up, why you're taking this time. I know that it has been an extremely challenging time, and that there's a lot going on in the world in general. And so, if you've made the time to be here, thank you. And I hope that this serves and supports you in some way. So, in terms of the norms here, in terms of the norms for this space, um, we're brave, we're showing up, being brave also, right? Being with our feelings, it's confidential. We don't share anything that we heard. We definitely don't share names. Um, Intention doesn't override impact. We accept responsibility for both what we share and the impact of what we share and what we do. Um, we're learning. We remain open. It's so important to extend grace to ourselves and others. So many people are going through it right now. I think so many of us are exhausted. Um, we're just going to be in space. It's okay if there isn't closure. Um, and the other invitation I love is to think about the possibilities of what might be possible instead of everything that is not working or anything that is horrifying in the world right now. What is possible? What could we create? So, a little bit about developing coaching capacity. The mission is to expand the capacity of leaders to do good in the world, toward fostering a more compassionate, equitable, and just society, and that all of us, regardless of where we were born, regardless of our background, um, have the right to thrive across the planet. And so for leaders, developing purpose-driven leaders in terms of our own personal leadership, how we show up, supporting our teams, shifting organizational culture, and with the values of equity, love, healing, and justice. And so just wanted to share this famous quote that caring for ourselves, and this is not necessarily the self-care, the mani-pedi, although of course I enjoy those, but really truly taking care of ourselves, resting, setting boundaries, and also being in community, showing care for others, showing care for ourselves. These are political actions, especially in a world that can be uncaring. So I wanted to take a moment. Um, I will share two main questions, and I wanted to start with this one. This is for personal reflection and just taking a moment. You can take a deep breath in and out, maybe feeling your feet on the floor, taking a moment to get centered and grounded. And so inviting you to take a moment to reflect on this first question. How am I using my power right now to own my identity, my brilliance, my expertise? Doesn't have to be in the workplace, but it can be. How are you using your power in your own life right now? What choices are you making? How are you spending your time? How might you be speaking to yourself? And how are you owning aspects of your identity, your skills, your brilliance, your experience? And really important to mention that expertise isn't just from, it also comes from lived experience. It isn't from degrees or a certain amount of time in a certain company or profession. That expertise is very important, but also really feeling into the expertise and the knowledge and the brilliance that comes from your lived experience. So just take a moment there, and if you're watching the recording, you can pause it. Really taking a moment to connect into your power and how you're owning your identity, your expertise, your skills, all that you have to offer. And then we'll go to the next question. We have here some what we call anchors and sanctuaries. And so taking a moment to feel into what's the next best practical step for you to honor your humanity on a daily basis. We can get so disconnected, so dissociated. And there are some options here on the screen, like remembering that you have power and choice, even when the world feels overwhelming, reconnecting to your values, journaling, so important to stay out of, it's important to acknowledge despair, and then also to take time to honor what might be giving you hope. Um, it's important for me. One of the best things is dancing and moving my body, getting outside, being with friends, taking naps. How do we deal with some of these crises, even spiritual crises of our times, with our human experience, and taking care of our bodies so that we can be in them and heal and also process all of the grief and that we are and the worry that we are experiencing. Taking care of our bodies, our minds, our hearts, our souls, our spirits. So taking a moment to write down if any of these suggestions resonate, or things that you do for yourself to feel grounded, to feel whole. Maybe there are people you need to spend less time with or more time with. And it can be 5 minutes a day, even 2 or 3 minutes a day. And I wanted to share this solidarity acknowledgement. Um, Again, because our mission here at DCC is to support all people to thrive and be free across the globe. We're standing in solidarity to ease pain and suffering for everyone, for all forms of oppression and domination, so that we can unlock intersecting systems of oppression. We are empathetic with our siblings in their quests for liberation. What we're really doing here is building a multi-sectoral, multi-generational, intersectional global movement for healing, freedom, and justice. So I just wanted to just give me a moment with the tech. Oops. Or maybe it's my slow computer. One moment, please. Great. So thank you so much for being here. And the I really appreciate that you took the time to listen to this. I hope it was useful. We do have a few more affinity circles coming up this year. In June, we have the LGBTQ identified folks. In July, we'll have 2 breakout rooms, disability identified and Muslim American. August will be white conspirators for equity. September is Latinx ancestry. October is immigrant identified. November is Indigenous peoples ancestry. And December is solidarity for everyone on the UN Human Rights Day. So show up for the affinity groups that are that you relate to, that are part of your identity and experience, so that it is a safe space for everyone. Thank you so much for joining me and us today. And I hope that you take great, great, great great care of yourself.